Hello, everyone. It is really great to be here with the bright and talented creative people. Thanks for organizing such an amazing event and having me here. We had some kind of technical issues, so sorry for the delays. Oops, it's a bit late. Okay. Where are the slides? So today I'm gonna talk about a little bit about myself, about digital fashion, and how it's connected to the Metaverse and Web3. So if we're gonna have my slides, maybe I can explain you a little bit of what does mean Web 1, Web 2, Web 3. Have you heard about the Web 3 before? Can you raise your hands? Okay, wonderful. And have you heard about NFTs? Do you have yourself NFTs? Okay, we have like around 10, 15 people here. Cool. And those NFTs were mostly like related to digital fashion or some kind of art. Like art, can you raise your hands? And fashion? Okay, there are one. Okay, great. So, as I said, I'm coming from Kyrgyzstan. I was born in a small city in northern Kyrgyzstan, and I had quite humble beginnings. But I was always curious and interested in technology, in computers, and design. And I tried to turn each of my ideas into the actions. And that curiosity bring me that in the end, now I ended up founding a startup myself. And also I work parallel to that in another creative fashion hub, Artisan. And also I have a background in computer engineering with a focus on computer vision and image processing. It's a field of machine learning. So today we're going to talk about, as I said, digital fashion, Web3, Metaverse, and I will explain a little bit about Web 1, Web 3. So like the rest of you, maybe you've heard of it, but you don't understand that much fully, so we will cover it part. So what does it mean Web 1 and how it started? It started in 1990s. So we can only, with the Web 1, we can read, we can consume the information. Web 2 era started when we started to have social media platforms where we can interact. We can not only read, but we can write, we can create content, and we can interact between each others. On platforms like Instagram, Twitter, and we can talk on WhatsApp. Now Telegram became channels. They have channels. We can consume information there as well, and we can produce our self-information. And in Web3, it's why it's trusted and verifiable. I will explain here. Here, in these basic illustrations, we see that in Web 1, we were consuming information. The information was coming from the server. In Web 2, we are creating content ourselves, we are interacting. And for example, when we are creating and when we are reading, we are reading the information or the advertisement which are advertising the company, like Google. For example, when we're watching something on YouTube, there is constantly advertisement. And they're selling our data to other agencies, and they are like providing the advertisement for our like geography, for our like for example, for female or our ages. And here, these big platforms, centralized platforms, earning money on it, and they can even block you, they are controlling you. But in Web3, we don't have such a thing like a centralized servers. We are decentralized, and we don't have a main servers. Each of us, we are interacting between each other, and each computers, it's a small part of a supercomputer. And we can control our data. If you want to sell it, we are giving it. If we are producing and we want to earn ourselves money on our content, then we can do it on a Web3. And it's basically more related to the blockchain, to the decentralized projects, platforms. And slowly we are coming to the fashion, because you came here to listen about digital fashion, right? So how digital fashion started? Here's some problems which we have with the traditional fashion. Traditional fashion, it's an industry, it's a second largest polluter in the world after the oil industry. And 10% out the fashion making 10% of our carbon footprint in global emissions. And it's more than all our international flights and maritime shipping together combined. And turns out 85% of our clothes ends up in landfills or burned, which is adds up to the carbon footprint we're doing. And we see that traditional fashion needs reformation. And digital fashion, it is a reform to that one. And according to the last statistics from 2021, we spent 2 hours, 22 minutes per day socially interacting on social media with other people. And offline, we're spending only 65 minutes communicating. It's a global average. And millennials, 60% of millennials and Generation Z, they think that and they believe their online presence, it's more important than offline presence. And here it comes the digital fashion part. If it's important for us to be how we're presenting online, then we are using digital fashion. And what does it mean, that digital fashion? Digital fashion, it's simply a set of digital garments which were produced and made like traditional garments, but using technology and software. And we can use digital fashion in digital dimensions, in Metaverse, in blockchain, in gaming platforms. And digital clothing market expected to reach $2.5 billion in 2028. And as I said, we can use this as a skin in games, AI try-ons, AR lenses, Metaverse wearables, and NFT tokens. And digital fashion actually covers the same needs as traditional fashion does. And it solves the same problem as traditional fashion does. And there are opportunities for us, for users. We can entertain ourselves, and we can have an experience. We can have an emotions with digital fashion as we do with the traditional fashion. And brands and designers, they are using to have an engaging experience, to gain more audience with the digital fashion. And it's a self-expression. It's a business of identity. As millennials and Gen Z think that it's more important to how they are presenting themselves online, because many people, more people can see them online rather than offline. And for example, now all of us, like most of us, we're using social medias, Instagram, and for each kind of events or some posts and videos, we're trying to use like different outfits. We're trying to be different. We're trying to communicate and send the message with our fashion. And for that case, we don't have to buy new clothing, say, like physical clothing. We can just have a digital some items, and we can put it on our videos as AR filters or VR filters. And we can showcase our social status as well. For example, in a traditional fashion, like some different people, they are purchasing some outdoor outfits, and they're showing which kind of in which kind of community they are belonging. Some of them, they're purchasing luxury brands, and they're showing that they're from these social groups. And it's another way to find the perfect style as well. And here, for example, we see the certificate from the products. Some fashion brands, they are showing authenticity of their products with such kind of certificates. For example, if you're buying some kind of physical products, let's say Prada or Chanel bag, you are receiving digital version of that product as well as NFTs. And you have some certificate and you can claim it later. And with these digital items, it can be in a limited membership or for some kind of fashion drops. And for the brands, why they're using digital fashion? If we're living in digital world, right? And these traditional brands, they are trying to gain more audience, more users in a digital world. And they see that people are more engaged in digital world. So they're acquiring new audience and they are trying to experience and interact with their audience and engage them in digital world as well. It's for marketing and PR. And there are such different products can be like in digitals. And I will explain about it later. So here's an example of Fortnite project. So Fortnite, it's a gaming platform. And last year, they earned more than these 5 brands. So it's a free-to-play business model, and then they generated over $3.7 billion dollars in global revenue. So lots of gamers, they are playing, and their social interaction, their hyper interaction, it's on these gaming platforms. And while they are playing, they are buying new outfits, new digital garments or items with that, because they are representing themselves there. How we want to purchase here, for example, in a like offline world, we want to purchase red t-shirt and we want to be different. In a digital gaming platforms, they want to be different as well. And here I will tell a little bit more about best practices or best cases, how digital fashion were used. For example, as I said, the phygital products. It's a word, phygital came out of digital and physicals. So for example, here's an example. For example, the Prada company, they had a gamified limited drops. For example, if you are buying in 24 hours, each Thursday of each month, one Thursday of each month, you can buy an exclusive physical products, and with that one, there is a coming gift digital version in digital NFTs. And digital item, it's a piece of art, let's say, if the physical one is just a kind of basic good. The second one, it's Artifact. It was acquired by Nike, but they had a really good collaboration. It was a limited drop, and when you are purchasing these Nike sneakers, and it's already expensive, there's coming a digital version of that one, the same one, and you are having this on your crypto wallet. I will tell a bit about it a bit later. And here's an example how these fashion brands using gaming platforms, so Web3 games, Web2 games. For example, H&M on a Roblox, they created, I think you've heard about Roblox, many children are playing Roblox. And then they created a surfer boy pizza delivery game where the users can interact, they can play, they can walk around, and while they are playing there, they are winning unique outfits over there. And it's a digital presence of these brands. And in other case, Zara collaborated with Zapata. And why they came to the Zapata platform? Because it has, in 3 years, they just gained 340 million users. And it's a huge number. And they are trying to have a win audience in a younger generation to show them, not on the streets, on the social media, but on these big gaming platforms as well. And here the Artifact. Artifact before Nike, before was acquired by Nike, it was already a successful startup. Digital fashion NFT startup. They had really good collaborations with the physical brands, with perfume brands, with Metaverse platforms like Ready Player Me, where you can create your avatars, and that avatars can be used on other platforms as well. So it is one of the most successful, good projects. And here's another example of how fashion brands, they collaborated with crypto projects. For example, here we see Adidas and Bored Yacht Club. Maybe you've heard about Bored Apes. They are quite famous, and it's the most expensive NFT projects. They created the limited collection where the Bored Apes designers, NFT designers, they were inspired by Adidas, and they included their style in their PvP NFT items, and it was sold out very quickly. And another example is Gucci and Wogme. So it's the same NFT designers using the style of Gucci. And then they're creating these NFTs. And they can be sold or they can be gifted to the selected list of their clients from Gucci or from Adidas, let's say. And as we're saying about the best practices, we believe that our company, Artisan startup where I work, it's one of the best practices which we're having now. We are a platform where thousands of users can easily come and they can collect fashion items. They can turn it to the NFTs in a gamified way, and then they can use them in a Metaverse platform. So some digital products, some digital fashion items, they have utility. And we have AR links, and it's quite simple and easy. If we're seeing some kind of digital projects, how we can say that it's a good project if it's engaging, if it's accessible to a large audience, because there are many many platforms where they are creating digital fashion, but not many people can have an access on it because not many people are know about Web3. Not many people can have their crypto wallets. They cannot open it easily. So it's like a bit like big gap. So we think that it should be accessible to a large audience, and it should be simple and easy to understand and interact with. It has to be social based. It has to be really simple and good understandable and have a big community and gamified. And here on this last slide, I just want to show you just look at this slide and try to understand the potential of digital fashion. Yes, it is new and it's emerging, but actually it's growing. Thank you very much. If you have some questions, I will be ready and happy to answer them on Telegram or on Twitter. Thank you.